So 23-17 in favor of the Patriots, and this was a very difficult game to watch start to finish. I felt that early on, in the first half, after the first three possessions, it felt to me that the Ravens coaching staff didn't have any sense of what sort of game they were in, or what the Patriots were trying to do. And I don't think it was any secret. They were trying to run the football clearly, but what they really wanted to do was limit the possessions. And the Ravens were extremely lethargic, I thought, coming in and out of the huddle. I was a little surprised. We didn't see any of the up-tempo sort of offense we saw at the end of the Colts game. Perhaps that had to do with the rain. Man, it was raining so hard on the last part of that game. To me, the biggest takeaway outside of the poor performance would be Nick Boyle going down. I said last week that he is the second most important offensive piece behind Lamar, and yeah, it's just devastating for this team. It's hard for me to imagine them as the same sort of running team, for the remainder of the season without Nick. He was also coming into his own, as a pass catcher. I thought this year, a route runner. The throw at the end of the half by Lamar was predictable, underthrown. It appeared, it was just a predictable shot that he should not have thrown, and it was underthrown, and that was a mistake. I think there's entirely too much being put on Lamar Jackson's legs, on third down and 3 or something, when a good running football team can just run gut and get the ball. We should be able to pick that up on third down. I thought the play calling was kind of scared and timid at times. You should be able to throw for a first down on 3rd and 3. Costly errors for the team. Obviously, that snap on the Ravens' second to last drive that cost them 16 yards was terrible. A terrible mishap. Then you had an alignment issue that took a big throw off the board. There was on the last drive, Lamar had a run that came back because of a hold. I'm not sure how the penalty breakdown was, but I just didn't think the pace that this team matched its production. I think halfway through the third quarter, we had 20 minutes of time of possession. We were up. We were winning the time of possession, as it were, and we had 10 points to show for it. Just the injuries outside of Nick are worth keeping an eye on. Brandon Williams, that was a big deal, him coming out of the game. I thought early on, Malik Harrison really looked good. We'll have to wait to see the film. I thought again, without having watched the film, which is going to be a painful exercise, I think. I didn't think Queen. There were a few plays where Queen, I think, cost the team out of position. Got caught looking in the backfield. That's the way it looked to me on that touchdown pass. Seems like Burkhead always steps up against this team, and I think in a general sense, the Ravens seemed. I don't know if they were, but they certainly seemed out-coached. And not prepared. In general, as I'm getting caught up watching this team, there seems to be a strange identity on offense that they can't get seem to identify what sort of team they are, commit to anything. Too many guys not involved, I think. Boykin, I'm not sure where he is. I wasn't sure why Bowser's not on the field, early. I'm sure it's because of Ngakoue, but Ngakoue's got to cut. He's got to start making an impact. I'm not sure what sort of impact he's making. over the course of these first 3 games. I think they hope for a lot more, or they hope moving forward for a lot more from him. Just a really, really disappointing game, just about start to finish. I thought they got out physicaled, no doubt. Not just you know, not just offensively, where the Patriots were able to run the football for a big part of the game, but defensively they were hitting. Patriots were hitting, and they played better than us tonight. And it's disappointing because this team just seems to have a certain something missing. Probably the players, right? A lot of players were missing. Injuries had something to do with it tonight. But Patriots are missing some guys, The Patriots are missing guys early and all year. So really, really bummed out about Nick. Really, really bummed about him. That didn't look good. Brandon hopefully will be on the mend. And yeah, you just got to go out next week and play. And, just got to go for a win next week. But I think you got to start becoming a throwing team a little bit more, and you got to up tempo this. This team just has a hard time scoring. It's just inconsistent, and it was maddening at times tonight. So anyway, there's probably a lot of stuff that'll occur to me later, or that if I'm able to get to the film sometime in a few days when they release it. Anyway, have a good night.